In today's video, I want to share with you a concept about divine union and how you can cultivate a divine union in your life and how you can bring a deeper sense of connection with your partner or with a future partner. And these principles are really the underpinning of what makes a successful union and a successful relationship. Because so often we crave a relationship that brings us a deep sense of satisfaction, intimacy, joy, pleasure. And we all have this desire for this beautiful, deep, wonderful connection, this romantic connection with our significant other. And yet so often relationships can become this storm of negativity and chaos, and rather than being life-promoting and life-giving, they end up being destructive and even traumatic and abusive at times. And so I want to talk about some principles that have helped me in my life to create a deeper connection of intimacy with my own self, with my beloved, and that I've helped others to create in their life as well. And the nature of these teachings will also help you if you are in a relationship and you're having doubts or uncertainties. If you're not sure if that relationship is for you or if it's reached its expiration date. So I've created this diagram, as you can see, which really conveys the whole principle. The principle is quite simple. That as we grow closer to God or consciousness, the Creator, we grow closer with our beloved. We grow closer in our divine union, in our relationship. So often we look to the other to fulfill our needs, and we forget our sovereign connection with the Most High. And when this happens, we actually grow farther from our partner or our beloved. So this is such an important concept and principle, because relationship, especially when you are on the spiritual path, our soul will use relationship to teach us and to help us learn deep soul lessons. The ultimate soul lesson is to know truth. It is to know the self. It is to know more deeply what love is and how to live love. And in that, to know God. In this context, I've written God or consciousness because ultimately, God and consciousness are one and the same. This word God is just a word to describe this ever-present source of all existence. And it resides within you, it resides within me, it resides within your beloved, and it is your true nature. Consciousness is bliss. Consciousness is joy. Consciousness is love. Consciousness is peace, presence, and deep satisfaction. So when we connect with consciousness within ourselves and within our beloved, we will experience all of those qualities. And there's something so magical when we share in that with another. Because yeah, you could meditate and just take man or woman out of the picture and just be your own individual self, experiencing consciousness, experiencing your true nature. And you will experience some of these qualities. That said, there's something deeply magical and potent when you experience that with another, when you experience that with your beloved. Consciousness expressed in that way is the Shiva Shakti. It's the divine dance within our humanness, within our human existence. So it's a beautiful, beautiful path. And as anyone who has ever been in a relationship knows, relationships will test you. They will challenge you, because through that challenge, you get to see yourself. You get to witness yourself. You get to see your shadows, your fears, your insecurities. You get to see all those aspects of yourself that are separating you from God and consciousness. And at the same time, when you connect with the right person, They become a divine mirror, not just for those shadows. They become a divine mirror for God within. They become a divine mirror of love and joy and bliss and beauty. And they will mirror that to you, and they will help you to see that in yourself. They'll help you to see yourself as God sees you. They will lift you up rather than tear you down. And that's really what a divine union is. It is to call each other forward again and again and again into deeper love and truth and beauty. And sometimes that can sting. Sometimes that can hurt. And at the same time, that sting and that hurt helps you because you're seeing those parts that are vulnerable. And through seeing them and witnessing them and presencing them, they come into alchemy within yourself and they come into wholeness. So they integrate, which will grow you closer to God and consciousness. So these are some of the principles of divine union, how to use your relationship as rocket fuel for your spiritual path. So it's a beautiful, beautiful journey when your relationship becomes that divine union, when your union with your beloved not just enhances you in your human self, it also grows you closer to God, grows you closer to love, increases and stretches your capacity to get the most out of this wonderful human experience. So the principle of this diagram is quite simple. And as you can see, there's a triangle. Every relationship has this triangle. It's a love triangle, but not the kind of love triangle you might be thinking of. This is about a monogamous divine connection with another. And this triangle has God, woman, and man. God at the top, the Most High. The path as a human being is to grow ever closer to that Most High source within and all around you. In the bottom of the triangle, we have man and woman, the divine union. So often you might get into a relationship and you start looking to the other to fulfill that need for love and joy and pleasure and bliss. And in that you forget God. And you want to grow closer to your partner, so you look to them and you focus on them and you try to get closer and closer and closer. And yet, no matter how much you try, maybe for a moment it happens, but it keeps creating separation, or you reach a moment of conflict and that conflict tears you apart rather than brings you closer. The disharmony doesn't get resolved because we need our connection with the Most High to support us in those moments of rupture. I know for me in my relationship, and for me and my beloved, when we go through a rupture or a disharmony, we bring it to God. We say, God, help us see the truth of this. Help me see myself. I want to be accountable. I want to be responsible. Show me what's mine to grow through in this conflict. How did I co-create this? What do I have to bring? How can I be responsible? And in that, we can return to one another with that clarity. And we can say, hey, I'm sorry, I know I spoke in that way, or I projected, or whatever might have happened. And the other can say, yeah, and I showed up in this way. And then we can create true harmony and repair. So, in this, as we grow closer and go up on this triangle and grow closer to consciousness, what happens? We grow closer to one another. So if you just imagine right here at the bottom of this triangle, we're not so close. There's quite a bit of distance here. But as I grow closer and as my beloved grows closer and closer and closer to God, we grow closer together. We grow in our union. So that's really the principle. It creates a shared purpose. It creates a shared focus as well. We say we're here to grow closer, not just to each other, but to God, to our soul, to our spirit, to the love and truth within ourselves. We're here as individuals on a soul's journey to learn the lessons that we came here to learn. And we're also here to share those with each other and support each other and grow together. So it's a very, very beautiful path. And this is really the path of divine union. Because so often people hear divine union, they think, oh, yeah, I want to find my man or woman or that divine partner, and it'll be so beautiful to unify with them and share in that. And here's the reality. The divine union, first and foremost, needs to be between you and the Creator. You and truth, you and love, you and your own essence, you and your own consciousness, and the life force and the life power within you. As you become in divine union with that source within, it grows your potential to grow in divine union with your beloved. It supports you to unify with that which is within her. And as she grows in her divine union with God, consciousness, source, love, truth, so too is her capacity to be in union with you. This is based on the principle of as within, so without. If you're looking for that union outside of yourself, it's going to always be coming from that lack. As you cultivate it within, you grow your capacity to experience it with another. And this is what's so beautiful, because as we use this format, relationship becomes the spiritual path. It becomes the litmus test for how close are you to God, because the closer you grow to consciousness, the more loving you are, the more responsible you are, the more accountable you are, the more you can respond rather than react. Because God and consciousness within you is very equanimous. So as you grow in that, you become equanimous. So when your partner brings something that's triggering, you can hold your center rather than react and create more damage. So as you grow farther from that, your partner will mirror that. Your relationship will mirror that. Now, the way we can use this as well is a litmus test for the truth of this relationship. Is this relationship grounded in truth? Is the relationship that you have with this other truly blessed by God? Meaning, is it in alignment with the Creator's will? Or are you just living out a conditioning? So many relationships are karmic rather than dharmic, meaning it's just someone following their karma, following their desires and their fears and their insecurities and all the things and conditions that have been placed within them, rather than following their truest path. Those karmic relationships, they teach you a lot. They teach you a lot about yourself. You always clear some karma through them. That said, they get pretty old pretty quick, meaning when you've been through a few karmic relationships, you start saying, I don't want to keep doing this. This is just suffering. A dharmic relationship is going to be in alignment with your highest path. It's going to be divinely sanctioned by the Most High. And that's going to bring so much beauty and blessings into your life. It doesn't mean you'll be with that person forever necessarily, but it means that that relationship is in alignment with God's will, rather than with just your ego's wants and needs. So let's say you're in a relationship, you're not sure if it's really meant for you. You're not sure if this person is really your person, and there's doubt, uncertainty. As you grow closer to God, and as your partner grows closer to God, the truth will be revealed, guaranteed. As you grow closer to God, you align more and more your will with divine will. And if something is in your life that's not in alignment with divine will, it will die away, it will shrivel and decay. And that's a good thing, because divine will always guides you on the most blessed path. So we want that which is not for us to fade away. Even if that's a relationship, it can still be heartbreaking, it can still be hard, That said, you don't want to walk a path that's not for you. You'll also see, if you make that commitment to yourself, if your partner doesn't meet you in it, it's also something to pay attention to, because you both have to grow together, closer to the Creator. Sometimes this happens. One person starts growing closer to God, and the other is afraid or is left behind. They don't want to change. They don't want to grow. And that too will reveal the truth of this relationship. Is this relationship really about bettering ourselves and becoming the most whole, loving, complete version of ourselves? Or is it just about filling space? Is it just about feeding that fear of being alone? So often people settle. They'd rather be with someone than no one. So growing closer to consciousness within your relationship will always bode well for you. It will bring clarity. It will bring truth. It will help you discern if this person is really for you. And if that person is for you, then you'll only grow closer. You'll only grow in your capacity to love each other and cherish each other and be in bliss and pleasure and beauty with one another and purpose. Now that said, this path, it sounds very romantic and very beautiful. It's certainly not easy. You will be tested. You will be shown the parts of yourself that are separate, that are operating in separateness. The parts of yourself that need to be purified and liberated so that you can come into deeper and deeper communion and union within yourself. And your partner too. And you'll start to mirror each other. And that's where we need to remember we're in this together. We're both on that journey together. We're here to support each other, not make enemies out of each other. So this principle is very helpful, something you can start applying in your life, in your relationship, to change the focus from the other person to God, to the Creator. And that focus is good. It's blessed. It'll make your life better in every single way. So if this video was helpful, if this message was helpful, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts, your reflections. Have you ever experienced this? Have you ever experienced the opposite of this? Where a relationship brings you farther from yourself, where you lose yourself in your relationship? Would love to hear from you, and if it resonated, leave a like, subscribe, and let's stay connected. Thank you so much for watching.